These are the top 5 mistakes to avoid when buying and selling a house at the same time. And welcome back. My name is Yoana and I've been selling real estate since 2011 and helped hundreds of people relocate and also buy and sell homes at the same time. So, first thing on my list is financials. Do you know what your closing costs are going to be when you buy a house? Do you know where the rates are? Have you talked to a lender before even deciding to sell a house and buy another home? And especially in today's world, you probably have a lot of equity in your home already, right? So does it actually make sense for you to sell and buy another home? Especially if your interest rate is right now 2%, 3%, whatever it is, you refied in the last 15 years and now suddenly you've just decided to move. Well, unless you have a lot of cash on hand, I would strongly suggest that you first start with looking at all these costs and putting them down properly on a piece of paper along with talking them out with your partner. It is important that you guys are on the same page and you understand that things have changed, of course. The rates are higher, the inventory is low. So before jumping into wanting to sell and buy at the same time, make sure you don't need to sell first and get your money out of your current home and then maybe rent for a couple of months and then buy. So that is the first thing that you really need to know about in order to not be crazily overwhelmed. Number 2, inadequate timing and coordination. I've kind of worked my way around this one and it follows naturally, but seriously, not a lot of agents are aware and have the experience to advise you properly. There's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to closing at the same time. And also keep in mind that here in North Carolina, even though let's say you are under contract on your current home, your buyer can walk away for any or no reason. Yes, you are going to keep the due diligence fee. However, do you have a backup? What happens? And do you know what amount of time do you actually have in order to be able to delay your own closing on your next home? It's actually about 7 days or so. So what if your buyer walks out? What do you do then? Do you also have to walk out of your contract? All these questions that have to do with timing, coordination, especially on your agent's side. Number 3 is communication and coordination, which I've already mentioned on the surface, but let me give you an example. If your agent doesn't get back to you in a timely manner, especially when it comes to showings that you have on your house or with offers that you are receiving, that can be an issue. So make sure you communicate with your agent and say, I cannot be, I'm at work, I can't answer between 9 and 5, and you set expectations on your side and on your agent's side as well as on your lender's side. You are going to need to send a lot of documents to your lender. The agent is going to email you and text you. All these people are going to want to see your house. So what are the exact steps? This is what you need to know from your agent and lender. What are the exact steps laid down on a piece of paper that I need to follow to make sure that I am giving you all the info and you are providing the best service possible when it comes to communication and coordination so we can actually close in time without any stress. Number 4, my favorite, overestimating the value of your own home and underestimating the amount of costs and repairs that you're going to have to put in the other home. So, overestimating your home's value is very natural, and as a home seller, we see our home as being the most amazing one. But make sure that when you interview agents, they actually know how to price it strategically. Because when you don't price it strategically, especially when you buy a house at the same time, you are risking not bringing in enough interested buyers. There's going to be people looking at a home, but they are going to see what other homes sold in the neighborhood, and if you don't have any specific or special features about your house, there's absolutely no reason for you to overprice your home. You could even go the other way, price it a little bit below so you can actually generate multiple offers. And going towards your purchase, of course, a lot of us are underestimating, especially if we're buying another home that is maybe older, the time, the energy, the money that we're gonna have to spend on that house. So the agent that you're hiring, doesn't only need to know how to do a CMA, but also needs to be experienced when it comes to giving you advice on how much money they think you're gonna need to spend on the other home. So it has to be an even balance when it comes to selling and buying. Number 5 is contingency planning, or the insufficient contingency planning. Now, contingencies that could be part of the contract are a must in this case. I know a lot of agents are not using them, and I know that because of the low inventory, home sellers are not very prone to accepting your contingency as a home buyer. But if your agent knows how to package your offer properly and how to write a contingency adequately, and maybe with a real estate attorney's help, that is definitely in your advantage. Any buyer can walk away for any or no reason in this state. So you can walk away as a buyer, your buyer can walk away. So again, what happens if they do? And how aware is your buyer's agent of the fact that you need to buy another home and that timing is of the essence? Because guess what? If your buyer walks away, you may need to walk away, as I said before, if you don't have enough funds to cover for the purchase, unless you sell your home. So there's this ripple effect, right? So we're going down, everybody's going down. And let me tell you, that can be a problem. There have been several cases in my 10 years plus of experience where I have noticed as a listing agent that the buyer's agent was not doing their due diligence when they were putting an offer on our house, right? And their buyers had to sell as well. So lack of communication, like I mentioned, not enough experience to actually advise you as a buyer and as a seller in a proper way, so you actually are covered from all angles in case something happens with the deal, right? So it can be emotional, it is also financial, but ultimately it is your job as a seller and as a buyer to hire an agent that is experienced. So make sure you interview at least 2 or 3 and ask a bunch of questions. I can definitely give you a list of the questions that you need to ask when interviewing a real estate agent. Thank you for watching. This is the end of my video. We do have several other videos that we think are very informative. So if you have any questions on buying and selling a house at the same time, please comment below. And cheers till the next video.